Thank you, everyone. In Section 1, Article 7 of the Texas Constitution, it says, "A general diffusion of knowledge being essential to the preservation of the liberties and rights of the people, it shall be the duty of the legislature of the state to establish and make suitable provision for the support and maintenance of an efficient system of public free schools." Now the question is, what does this mean? It means our legislature in Austin has a constitutional duty to provide a strong public education system, and it's apparent they've ignored that duty. Now the Texas legislature implemented one of the most impractical school funding formulas in the nation, and even the Comptroller General of the state at the time warned what would happen. She was spot on. This formula led to massive cuts of public education. And an important question to ask ourselves is, why would they do it? And it's because the majority of Texas's politicians focus more on receiving a good grade on a political scorecard than they were on serving us. I'm concerned as a student about what's happening. These cuts will mean even more students in already overcrowded classrooms, a reduction in much-needed teachers, as well as cuts to vital programs that affect students from pre-K all the way up to college. And to add insult to injury, at the same time these cuts go into place, the legislature and the governor have introduced a new standardized test. Now, I want to take a moment to tell the people in this building behind me that I'm not an experiment. I'll be a high school freshman next year, and the next 4 years will determine a lot of things: where I go to college, the opportunities I have. And I can't afford for you to play political games with my future. But it's not just about me. It's about the future of millions of other Texas students and the future of Texas itself. The future of society depends on the success of our students, the citizens of tomorrow. And our students being successful means our society being successful. And as dramatic as it may sound, I believe a free public education system is essential to the protection of our liberty. If you look back in history, or around the world, where there is no free system of education, there is no liberty. And I was very fortunate to be at the White House last week, and the British Prime Minister was there. He and the President talked about global competitiveness and entrepreneurs and public servants that have come out of this country. Now, Austin should heed this message. We can't expect to remain competitive if our workforce is uneducated, and we can't expect to have scholars if they're trapped in underfunded schools. Now, the best thing about living in democracy is the people create the change. 1 year ago, we were standing in this exact spot, standing at the massive budget cuts. And because of what we did, Governor Perry decided to finally release some of the rainy day fund money. And because of Texans recently standing up, the state put a hold on the senseless 15% rule. And again, we stand here united to save our schools. This time, our goal is to elect pro-education candidates. And we can't forget the importance of elections. For the first time in a while, we have all 31 Senate seats up for re-election, and it's likely that 130 out of 150 House seats will be decided in the primary election in May. We have a great opportunity in our hands, and we must act. Obviously, this task won't be easy with the kind of political environment we face today. This is why we need an army of concerned Texans like you all here today. And if we're going to win the fight against the war in our schools, we need excellent leaders who can deliver our message. We just heard from Senator Wendy Davis, who even though she knew it would make her a target, she filibustered the school finance bill. And there are other leaders just like you, many of whom are here today. And instead of laying off some teachers, use your vote to lay off some legislators. And for those of us who can vote, the ones who are most affected by these cuts, you're never too young to make your voice heard. And in this day and age of technology, there are several ways to do just that. And today only marks the beginning. We still have a long way on the road to November. So between now and then, everyone here needs to call, tweet, post, email, and write their legislators to let them know that education must be a priority. Now, most importantly, let's remember we're not gathered here today because we're Democrats or Republicans. We gather here because we're united under one common goal: saving our schools. And I believe this to be true on many issues, not just education. That's why I founded a political group, United Now, because I was tired of the bitter gridlock that's going on across this country and preventing progress. Now, if we unite as parents, teachers, and students, we're unstoppable. And it'll take thousands, perhaps millions of Texans to make our voice heard. But I'm confident we can do it. Making a difference will take time, hard work, and passion. But it won't be easy. But this is a battle for our students, the future of our state. Thank you.